WMSC Upper Montclair. I am your host, Lara Ziccardi, and joined with me is my wonderful co-host, Amanda Gaudiosi. Hi, Amanda. How you doing, girlfriend?
I'm great this morning. How are you?
It's been all right. I hope all of you listeners out there are doing amazingly and having a decent morning, to be honest. But before we continue, we're gonna do a little quick tease because we got a lot of news to cover, my guys. We have six top news stories. Yep. I just saw Amanda just widen her eyes and just look at me. I know. And I always check the news right before we go live. And we have some pretty big news from NATO, but you are going to have to stay tuned. But for now, we have a news update. News update. We love news.
That we do.
Lol.
All right. So, in Montclair news, a Montclair parent has filed a lawsuit against the Montclair Public School District on behalf of her daughter, alleging the district failed to take action while the girl was bullied for 2 years at Buzz Aldrin Middle School. In July 2020, Natalie Hackett and her lawyer, Jeffrey R. Youngman of Pheaton, Youngman, Karras, and Gerson, filed a tort claim against the district on behalf of Hackett's daughter. The district was negligent and breached its duty to protect the victim when she became the subject of bullying, harassment, abuse, retaliation, victimization, discrimination, and assault following dozens of reported incidents against her between September 2018 and June 2020. In New Jersey news, New Jersey Advanced Media said New Jersey leaders agreed to earn $100 million in taxpayer money to Rutgers University in the upcoming state budget to help fund the renovation of the state school's aging basketball arena and kickstart a multi-million-dollar indoor football practice facility. In national news, Supreme Court Justice Clarence Thomas has been the subject of sharp attacks throughout his tenure, but his opinion, concurring with the majority that overturned Roe v. Wade last week, whipped his critics into a frenzy and put a spotlight on the decade-long trend. And now for some weather. It is currently 67 degrees and sunny. Today, there will be a high of 84 and a low of 67. Tomorrow, it's going to look like it will be sunny as well as it will be in the high 80s. This weekend, there will be some clouds passing by, but overall great and sunny weather in the high 70s.
Yay, no more rain like Monday, right? Monday was
Oh, yeah,
not cute, I'll be honest with you. But thank you for the wonderful news update, Amanda.
of course.
Oh my gosh. Okay. Now we have a sports update. Guys, I know how much you love when I do sports. Just kidding. Honestly, it's funny because I was doing the sports cast today and NBA is done, NHL is done, but we got baseball. I literally love you guys very, very much, but I'm not covering the drafts because I don't know how they work. I'm sorry. You can tune in tomorrow for that. But in baseball news, yesterday the Yankees took on the Oakland Athletics and they won. They won 2-1. This leaves the Yankees standing with 55-20. The Mets played the Miami Marlins and also won 5-3. And now the Mets are at 46-26. Tonight, the Yankees are playing the Athletics again this afternoon at 1:05, and the Mets are playing the Astros at 1:10. It's really funny because whatever I've noticed when I was doing baseball is that baseball plays at very specific times. Like, it's just really weird. Like, I'm sitting there, guys, picture me. I'm sitting there on my couch holding the remote. It's 1:04. It's 1:04 p.m. And I'm like, oh my gosh, gotta watch the Yankees. And at 1:05, I turn on whatever news is putting on baseball. And then there it is. But I also have another sports thing that I forgot to add, but I just remembered. Apparently, Colorado Avalanche dropped the Stanley Cup on the ice and it's dented. So that was something I found really funny. It originally wasn't one of the weird news stories, but I went, we have a lot more weird news than that. But it's like dented.
Yikes.
I someone had some butterfingers on the team. But we are going to be moving on to our top news stories of the day, and just warning you guys now, it's going to be a little rough. So please stay with us. You got this. We believe in you. So we're going to be talking about the January 6th hearing, and wowie wow. I was reading some headlines this morning and this one really gets me. Trump wanted to join Capitol riot and tried to grab the limo steering wheel. Yes, you heard that right, but let's get into the details. In testimony before the House committee investigating the attacks on Capitol Hill, a former aide to then President Donald Trump's chief of staff, Mark Meadows, portrayed Trump as an enraged commander-in-chief in the weeks surrounding the riot. Yesterday, Meadows' former aide, Casey Hutchinson, told lawmakers that she heard and saw in the days and weeks surrounding the events of January 6th of 2021. According to her, Trump lunged at his own Secret Service agent, threw plates, and refused to help his vice president as throngs of angry rioters chanted, quote, "Hang Mike Pence." Trump took to his social media page on the Truth Social to distance himself from the former aide and claimed that he hardly knew her. But we have some key takeaways from this hearing to break it down for you guys. So the first one is Trump attacks Secret Service agent. Yes, you heard that correct, and I can't believe I'm saying that. Hutchinson said she was told to the former president attacked by a Secret Service agent after his security detail refused to take Trump to the U.S. Capitol while his supporters went to riot in the halls of Congress. Not only that, but Trump was okay with weapons at a rally. Hutchinson also said Trump told aides he didn't care if his supporters brought weapons to the January 6th rally preceding the attack. We got more. Trump told staff Pence deserved to be hanged. Hutchinson told the committee that Hutchinson told the committee that Trump and dedicated to his team that he believed then Vice President Mike Pence deserved to be hanged. Trump supporters recently repeatedly chanted, quote, "Hang Mike Pence," after the former vice president helped certify the results of the election. This one's absolutely ridiculous, but I still can't believe this is a grown man. But Trump throws lunch against a wall. Yeah, I'm going to read that again for you guys. Trump throws lunch against the wall. I love how that's the one I have to read again to you guys. A few weeks before the attacks in December of 2020, Trump threw his lunch and dishes against a wall when he learned that former Attorney General William Barr at Justice Department didn't find any evidence of widespread election fraud. And this was all according to yesterday's testimony. Honestly, I don't really have a lot of words to say about this specifically, but I just want to say that this grown man has threw a temper tantrum, multiple temper tantrums. Sorry, last time I checked, this man is, I don't know how old, 70. Last time I checked, you're not 3. So where's the emotional maturity that a president should have?
Yeah, that's a bit embarrassing.
Amanda,
I can't believe you're a grown man and you're throwing food because you didn't win the election. Like, that's sad.
it's like you didn't. Oh my! It's like, okay, if you didn't win a game of Uno, maybe maybe you can be mad. But you were the president of the United States, and you're mad that you lost. Oh well. That's
Yeah.
when you pick up your pride and get out of the White House and not throw a tantrum and not literally do call to actions, which is against FCC violations, which we cannot do as a radio station, and they can probably not do on live television as well. Not sure about TV, but I know about radio. That's why I'm here. But it's just mind-boggling that this man. Sorry guys, I need a hot minute. The one that really gets me is him throwing his lunch.
Yeah, that's embarrassing.
Like, okay, I know all these other things were extremely serious, and I understand that they were serious, but good lord, honestly, the throwing the lunch against the wall is weird news story worthy, but this is real news. Like, this is a real trial. This is a real hearing with real news. I need to read more about this. Oh my goodness gracious.
What's crazy to me is the fact that Trump was okay with the weapons at his rally. That is just not surprising, but sad that it's not surprising.
I forgot about that one. I was too busy being distracted by the lunch. Maybe that's what he did. Maybe that's his point. But letting I actually have a quote here from CNBC News. Trump then said the words to effect of quote, I don't, not FCC safe word, care that they have weapons. They're not here to hurt me. Take the another not FCC safe word mags away. Let my people in. They can march into the Capitol from here. And this is what Hutchinson said in the pre-recorded testimony. And she also said Trump was fine with removing metal detecting megometers because the president was convinced he wasn't personally in danger. How self-centered are you? In all honesty, how self-centered are you? This just okay. So I'm gonna bring something a little off topic, but we're gonna rope back into it. So as a kid, I was kind of obsessed with this YouTuber Shane Dawson. I hate to bring up his name, but I was. He made a series about Jake Paul and the Paul brothers, who are two YouTubers. And before, like in like the first few videos, he was talking about how Jake was kind of like a sociopath in a way. It was proven to be false, probably. I don't know. I kind of forget, to be honest. I kind of block that part out sometimes. But Trump is giving very much sociopath. I only care about myself. I don't care about anybody else. I have no words.
Yeah, he definitely has like the biggest ego of like any person, thinking that bringing weapons to his rally would keep him safe, that no one would attack him. That's just
What world? Okay, like no one's gonna attack you. We know that, but they're gonna attack other people.
exactly.
Anyway, we're
Um,
gonna. I have nothing else to say about this because it's these are facts. This is a testimony, and we're going to not speed run through the next few stories, but we're gonna keep it moving.
Yeah, for sure. So we're going to be talking about Russia reacting to NATO expansion deal, calling it destabilizing. From CNBC this morning, the NATO summit continues in Spain on Wednesday with a historic deal already under its belt after the alliance reached a deal with Turkey to accept membership bids from Sweden and Finland. The two nations moved to join NATO after Russia's invasion of Ukraine raised fears about Russian aggression elsewhere. The summit is arguably the most important meeting of the alliance in recent months and years. NATO's Security General Jens Stoltenberg announced earlier in the week that the Western military organization would increase the number of troops within its rapid response force, which comprises land, air, sea, and special forces units that are capable of being deployed quickly to 300,000 from about 400,000 personnel. In Ukraine, the search and rescue operation following the Russian strike on a shopping mall in central Ukraine continued Tuesday. 20 people are now confirmed to have died in the strike, and at least 59 were injured in the attack. Ukraine's interior minister, Denis, said yesterday there are no survivors under the rubble of the mall because of the fire that broke out after the missile hitting the building. Russia gave an initial reaction to the news that NATO reached a deal to admit Sweden and Finland to the alliance after Turkey dropped its opposition to the expansion. Rybakov's comments come after the foreign ministers of Finland, Sweden, and Turkey signed a memorandum on
Kind of
Tuesday.
thorough.
Yeah, to confirm that Ankara will back the Scandinavian countries' NATO bids during a summit in Madrid this week. The move was widely anticipated as one that would anchor Moscow as it roughly doubles the land borders that Russia will have with NATO countries. Finland and Sweden both said that Russia's invasion of Ukraine has changed the dial on membership and has reversed the rationale for their historically non-aligned statuses.
Yep, that's a fact. Anyway, I don't know about you guys, but my brain's a little mushy right now, and I gotta play some stuff to keep the lights on. So we're gonna take a short break. Again, gotta keep the lights on, you know what I mean? Anyway, enjoy the break. Thank you. I don't want to say that's Steve Irwing, but for the metamates who have not just heard that top of the hour, that top of the hour was a Steve Irwing style, but instead of catching, a crocodile or a snake or anything else, it was Rocky, our school mascot. But welcome back here on the Wednesday Morning Buzz. And I hate to say this, but we got more news for you. So let's get into it. this story, man. Okay, let's just read it. So Democrats wrestle with how aggressively to respond to the end of Roe v. Wade. The Supreme Court's elimination of Roe v. Wade has sparked tension inside the Democratic Party about how to channel the backlash in response to unpopular ruling, with some liberals frustrated by what they perceive to be an overly cautious approach by President Joe Biden. The division also points to a larger political disagreement among Democrats about how to mobilize voters in the 2022 midterm elections. While Biden and some party leaders preferred to tread carefully to avoid overreaching, other Democrats and advocates want the party to be more aggressive and test the boundaries of executive action to demonstrate to voters that they're fighting. Representative Elijah Presley, a Democrat from Massachusetts, told NBC News, quote, "I am very disturbed. Although it is completely understandable, as I'm talking to young women, in particular in my district, who are in a place of detached acceptance and registration. It is really important that they see us fight and that they see us exhausted every tool available to us in order to restore their faith in their leaders and these institutions. Behind the scenes, there is tension among Democrats as reflected by the lingering differences despite having nearly 2 months since the leaked draft to unify behind a response to the 6-3 ruling. Representative Marie Newman said it may not be enough to simply ask Americans to vote. She said, quote, "I'm running around and I see a lot of young voters that are saying, look, we did what you asked us to. So my message back is, you're right." She also said, adding to the voters already elected in a now Democratic government and now need to see an action plan. Listen, I don't understand that nobody and their mother, pun intended, sorry about that, that nobody did anything. Roe v. Wade was, around since 1973. So that's what, 49 years? Correct me if I'm wrong, if my math is correct. So y'all had 49 years to do something about this and to write it into a law, but you didn't. But you didn't. You just sat there and shook and scratched your head and collected your check, and you did not take the steps to protect the women of this country.
Yeah, it's really upsetting. I was just having a discussion about it last night, and it's sad that with everything that's going on with America right now, gun violence, stuff like that, their first priority is to take away women's reproductive health care and rights. Like the fact that the Supreme Court is going to take away Roe v. Wade is just so confusing to me. I feel like there's so many other important things that they could be talking about, but instead they're going to talk about this, and it's just
Exactly.
upsetting.
And I would like to emphasize that our opinions are our own. They do not reflect Montclair State University or WMSC. And I find it so, I feel very passionate about women's rights because, hi, I'm a woman. And I truly believe that a woman should have the right to have a choice to what to do with her body. You may not agree with abortion. You may not like abortion, and that's totally understandable. I get it. But you should not strip away that woman's choice that she has a right to have. So you're forcing her to be pregnant, and she did not want to be pregnant, whether she was taken advantage of by somebody or accidents happen. And you're forcing her to carry a life and to grow a life that she does not want, that she cannot care for. And not only that, a life that the foster care system can't care for. But it's all weird. I was talking about this on the Monday Buzz with Victor and Olive, and we were talking about how the Supreme Court is pulling all of this, probably because President Biden is away in Europe with NATO. So the Supreme Court's like, oh, let's overturn this now while, while dad's away, while our parents are away. And it's astounding. And not only that, I have another theory. And it's that I read this article a while ago, and I keep bringing it up here on the Morning Buzz. And it's only because I find it extremely interesting. So during COVID, there was also, if I knew where the article was, I would credit the article, but I'm not sure. I'll try to find it soon. But there was a prediction that there was going to be a baby boom during COVID. Makes sense, doesn't it? But that didn't happen. There was no baby boom. Actually, not a lot of women were having children. So think about it like this. Families or women are not having children. Those children cannot grow up. Those children cannot grow up and get a job and work in capitalism. So I don't find this a coincidence that the Supreme Court is like, oh, no more abortion. And then, oh, we're probably going to take away contraceptions too, because that's also considered abortion. No, basically, you want women to have these children, to grow up, to work, go in the workforce, and keep playing your little capitalism game. It disgusts me.
Yeah, me too. And I don't like spreading misinformation or anything, so I don't know if what I'm saying is valid or not. But as I've been going online and reading about this, I've been seeing a lot of states that are already making getting abortions illegal are saying that if women now have miscarriages, they could be questions about that. And I don't know how valid that is, but when I read that, I was absolutely shocked. I was like, that can't be serious.
It's not only that about miscarriages. On the Monday Morning Buzz, we reported that certain birth controls, like an IUD or the pill or whatever, any kinds of those birth controls that interfere with the sperm fertilizing the egg could also be considered abortion.
Wow.
Like you really want you don't want us to have rights, huh? Because we're going down an extremely dark path, and this
Mhm.
opens the door to a lot of things that I don't want to talk about and a lot of things that I don't want to think about. because not you're stripped. Honestly, I'm not going to be surprised within a few years that women are not going to have rights anymore.
At the rate we're going, I don't doubt it.
Are you literally kidding me? Sorry, last time I checked, since when was it any of your business what I do with my body? When was that?
Yeah, it's honestly so upsetting, especially like, as a woman to know that our rights are just being taken away. But I also just want to say, I saw this picture. I was talking about it yesterday and I saw this picture online and I was like, oh, getting abortions, ban that. Birth control, you should ban all birth controls. But guns, oh, you
Oh, that's
can't ban all
fine.
guns because people will always find a way to get guns. You won't be able to ban that. So the same exact premise, you won't be able to ban abortions because women are still going to get abortions in an unsafe way. So I just thought that was funny.
Not only that, okay, I'm gonna wrap the story up with something really quick because we have a lot more news to get to. But so these anti-abortion, anti-choice, pro-life people, whatever you want to call them, oh, you're so against abortion. So why don't we increase sex ed in schools? Why don't we have contraceptions available? Why don't we, have resources for women to use to help them not to take the steps to not get pregnant if they choose to? But it's such a double standard because now they're talking about getting rid of contraceptions. So, and so what do you want? And not only that, women have been told, keep your legs closed, keep them closed, don't do this, don't do that. You know what? We're going to now because abstinence is the only option in this country as of like this is what it feels like. I'm sure it's not the only option, but this is what it feels like. So you know what? We're going to do that.
It is really sad. And like you said, with like the sex ed in schools, it really is sad because now they're thinking, oh, kids are too young to be learning about this stuff, so we should just get rid of it. But how are children supposed to know what to do and how to properly I don't know. To me, it's just really confusing. The fact that they want to get rid of everything to prevent having abortions. You know what I mean?
No, I 100% agree with you. And not only that, it's just you want these teenage girls they I okay. So you I believe that a child should understand what their body does, and they
Hmm.
should also understand that what it does is meant for, when you're an adult, of course, when you're ready. But we don't do that. We shove it under the rug. And then you're so hush hush about when a teenager gets pregnant because you did not, they did not learn they didn't learn any better. And you want to blame them? It's your fault. You know that? You didn't teach them. You failed them as a educator, as a parent, as a guardian, as a whatever. You failed them. Sorry, how to say it. We have to move on. I'm sorry. I could go on and on and on about this.
Agreed, I can too, but we do have a lot of other news to talk about. All right, so Ghislaine Maxwell, the jet-setting socialite who once associated with royals, presidents, and billionaires, was sentenced Tuesday to 20 years in prison for helping the financier Jeffrey Epstein sexually abuse underage girls. The stiff sentence was a victory for a group of women who spent years fighting for justice after an earlier generation of prosecutors failed to pursue the predatory power couple. Epstein, who killed himself in 2019 while awaiting trial, sexually abused children hundreds of times over more than a decade, exploiting vulnerable girls as young as 14 years old. Prosecutors said he couldn't have done so without the help of Maxwell, his longtime companion.
And with that story, we're going to leave it there. We're going to take a very short break here on the Morning Buzz because that was a lot of news and that was a lot of opinions. Now, let us take a quick break. I was listening to this song on my drive to Montclair State. It gives me chills. It is one of my favorite songs, probably ever. This is The Chain by Fleetwood Mac. You guys, when I listen to that, I get chills. I'll be 100% honest with you. Welcome back here on the Wednesday Morning Buzz. Stay with us. We have 2 more stories left. You got this. We got this, Amanda. We can do this. I'm just, manifesting. Anyway, so we have more news about abortion, but this time it's Plan B. So CVS, Walmart, and Rite Aid limit purchases of Plan B pills after a surge in demand. Some of the nation's biggest realtors are rationing the over-the-counter emergency contraception pill as demand spikes following the Supreme Court ruling overturning a constitutional right to abortion. Again, I still can't believe in 2022 this is a thing. So CVS, Walmart, and Rite Aid are limiting purchases of the pills, which are in short supply or out of stock on major realtor websites. CVS and Rite Aid were limiting purchase to 3, while Walmart was limiting orders to 10. A CVS spokesman said that the company has implemented temporary purchase limits to ensure equitable access and that it has ample supply of the pills in stores and online. That was a tongue twister. A Walmart spokeswoman said that the company limits purchases on many items and that limits can change as demand fluctuates. Rite Aid said it was limiting purchases of the pills both online and in stores due to increased demand. Walgreens, which also has a purchase limit on the website, said that the restriction was an error and it would be soon corrected. A spokesman said the company is investigating the situation. For those of you who don't know, the pills are often referred to and sold under the Plan P Well, at this point, we're gonna have quite a few plans. Just kidding. We don't have that right anymore. Are sold under the Plan B brand without prescription. It is also called the morning after pills. They are designed to be taken up to 3 days after unprotected sex. The medication mainly works by preventing ovulation, and failing that, may stop a fertilized egg from attaching to the uterus. Plan B pills are different from medical abortion, which is also known as Plan C, which requires a prescription and involves the administration of different pills to terminate a pregnancy. All I gotta say here really is this is gonna be a joke, but like it's not. I can't believe I'm gonna say this, but to all the women in my life, Merry Christmas. We're all getting Plan B. I literally hate to say that so much, but in this world, oh, we should move on before I like start crying. Oh
I'm just
God,
so shocked.
it gets worse. It just I can't do it this morning. Good
Yeah,
Lord.
I agree. And sadly, the news just keeps getting sadder as we keep going. But now we have to talk about school shootings, sadly. And they have hit the highest level on record, federal data shows. According to US News, more school shootings with casualties occurred during the 2020-2021 school year than in any other year since data collection began, has been the highest. The report published Tuesday by the National Center for Education Statistics, a research arm of the Education Department, showed a total of 93 school shootings with casualties at public and private elementary and secondary schools during the last school year, increasing from 11 a decade ago. 43 of those shootings resulted in deaths. Quote, although the rate of non-fatal violent victimization at school for 12 to 18-year-olds was lower in 2019 than in 2009, there are more school shootings with casualties in 2021 than in any other year since data collection began in the early 2000s, increasing from 11 in 2009 to 93 in 2021. NCES Commissioner Peggy Carr said in a statement about the report, which also analyzed data collected on criminal victimization experienced by students, discipline and security practices at K-12 schools, mental health services provided by campus safety and security at colleges and universities. According to the report, school shootings are defined as, quote, incidents in which a gun is brandished or fired on school property, end quote. And during the coronavirus pandemic, NCES determined that school shootings also included those that happened on school property during remote instruction.
The last sentence is so sad. During online learning? Are you serious? Okay. We're gonna take another quick break, and I don't know about you guys, but personally, I'm going to dream of a better country for us. This is Dreams by Fleetwood Mac. So, welcome back here on the Morning Buzz. Don't want us to get copyrighted on Facebook now, do we? Just kidding. Why? Do not want us to get copyrighted on Facebook. What is going? We're stopping that right now. Anyway, welcome back here on the Morning Buzz. You made it. You guys, we made it. We made it. We made it. We made it through the hard news. Sound effect is still too long, but we did it, and we are going to kick off with the one, the only Florida man.
That was a good one. That was so much in such a short amount of time.
Okay, it's weird because my brain. I'm gonna take you guys into, like, not into my brain right now, but I'm gonna paint a nice little picture for you. So think of YouTube spinning when you're trying to watch a video, but it keeps skipping. Like, you can't watch the video; it's spinning, but it's skipping. It's skipping throughout the video. That's my brain. So
me too, girl. All right, so we're going to be talking about a Florida man, of course, fighting off a charging crocodile with a frying pan. The owner of a tourist lodge in Australia's Northern Territory smacked a charging crocodile with a frying pan in a video that has now gone viral. Shane Chambers told Storyful that they were trying to leave the lodge and the owner's pet crocodile, Casey, was in the way. That's when the owner stepped in. Chambers said, quote, "We were leaving the island via helicopter and the croc was blocking the path. The owner was worried about our safety, so he grabbed the frying pan to shoo the croc away." The video, captured by Chambers, shows the owner walking down the steps, frying pan in hand, towards the crocodile. As the crocodile begins to charge, he smacks it on the snout twice. That's when Casey had enough and scurried back to the water. That is POV, you're watching Tangled, but you're in Florida. That's exactly what I was thinking. And I knew you were going to say something, so that's why I didn't say it, but that's exactly what I was thinking. You guys, Tangled is my ultimate comfort movie. I love it so stinking much. It just brings me so much comfort that I need because, the world and the country isn't giving it to me. TBH. Yeah. So, honestly, my parents getting a Disney Plus subscription was the best thing ever. Oh, yeah. Oh, my goodness. Flynn Rider. Anyway. Okay. But. Whack. Oh, before we continue, where is it? Oh, I found it. Before we continue, I have to play a POV. You see the crocodile and all you have is a frying pan. Yep. We're gonna move on. We're gonna move from the Everglades to Mars. We love a travel queen. It's giving TikToker travel, like, hey guys, I just visited the Everglades, but now I'm going to Mars because the Mars probe has been running on Windows 98 for 2 decades and has finally received an update. So the European Space Agency, Mars Express spacecraft, has received the first update to its Windows 98 base system in 19 years. The mission was first launched to discover signs of liquid water on Mars, including a suspected 20 by 30 kilometer lake of salty water buried under 1.5 kilometers of ice and Red Planet's southern polar region. PSA, I'm sorry, I did not convert kilometers to miles. Anyway, the updates were conducted by engineers from the Istituto Nazionale Astrofisica. Yeah, I took Italian. Yeah, in Italy, and were fully funded by the Italian Space Agency. The agency said the upgrade would enable the spacecraft to view Mars and its moons. Oh, it's moon. Sorry. Singular. Was it? It's Phobos? I guess so. I don't know. Do I look like a STEM? Oh wait, STEM? Science, technology, engineering, and math. Yeah. Sorry, I'm losing my marbles, you guys. You can probably tell.
so they can look at the moon, singular, with better levels of detail. The Mars Advanced Radar for Subsurface and Isosurface Surrounding instrument on Mars Express sends low frequency radio waves down towards the planet using its 40-meter long antenna. Most of these waves are reflected from the planet's surface, but significant amount of travel throughout the crust and are reflected at boundaries between layers of different materials below the surface, including ice, soil, rock, and water. Those are the four nations. Love a good Avatar reference. If you're confused, I'm sorry. But I just want to know. I really want to know. So we discovered water on Mars, right? Probably. Yes. Okay. Amanda's shaking her head, so yes.
Oh, well, I think so.
I think so too. But we've discovered water on Mars, and we didn't think to update Windows. Not only that, I've been trying to upgrade my block of a laptop from 2010, maybe. No, 2009. I forget. And it's on Windows 7, and I've been trying to update it to Windows 10 forever now. And it's been a struggle, so I don't know how. Who is this? The European Space Agency is going to update that from 98.
From Windows 98.
Bro, I can't even update Windows 7 to Windows 10. How you gonna do that?
Yeah. Especially in space, like how?
Science rules. We love women in STEM.
Yeah, science
women
is crazy.
STEM. Science rules. Oh, yeah. You know what else rules? Lululemon. I don't know. Lululemon sounds like a planet, to be honest.
Lululemon. It's the furthest planet from Earth.
It's the planet all the basic girls go to.
Yeah.
Oh my god, guys. Oh my god, I need my guys want Lululemon. Oh my god, is there Starbucks here? God, I have to post this on my Snapchat. I couldn't help it.
Yeah. This I have a lot to say about. I just think this is funny, but I'm just okay. So California Highway Patrol seizes $200,000 worth of stolen Lululemon merchandise. The California Highway Patrol investigators were quite tipped off on 3 suspicious packages filled with Lululemon Athletica merchandise. They decided to hand deliver them to their final destination. Upon arriving at the La Harba apartment and seeing other similar looking boxes, the cops obtained a search warrant and recovered 1,861 items, adding up to a considerable $203,688 worth of sporty apparel. According to the CHP Instagram post showcasing the seized loot, a Lululemon representative called the sting, quote, the largest recovery of stolen items in the company's history. The product had been stolen from various Lululemon locations in Ohio, Illinois, and Wisconsin. In the post, CHP clarified that, quote, the investigation is ongoing and the apartment residents claimed no knowledge of what the boxes contained. The bust comes at a time when Lululemon has seen tremendous growth, bringing in $6.3 billion in 2021, up from $4.4 billion the year before, but also in a time when retail theft has been on the rise across the country. And I just want to say, before seeing it was 1,000 items, I was going to say, oh, it was probably like 3 things because Lululemon is like ridiculously overpriced.
No, because why are you 100% correct? Like, I'm sorry, a sports bra is like $50. Okay, but like I went to American Dream a while ago and there's a Lululemon store and we went in and I was touching everything because everything was so soft and I had to get my grubby little hands on it and be like it's so soft. So
yeah, the quality of the stuff is nice, but it is not $100 worth. A pair of leggings is like $109, something like that. I'm not about to pay that. I'd rather just go to Walmart, girl.
Honestly, period. Also, Amazon. Couture Bezos.
That part.
Not only that, I just got an idea. Okay, theoretically, if you have a Cricut, which is like a Cricut is a little machine that you could print like stickers on, iron-ons on, whatever. So what if you print the Lululemon logo and you iron it on your leggings.
Yep.
Like get like some high-rise leggings and then you could just iron it on because we're thinking smarter, not harder.
Yeah, at this point, people are just paying for the little logo on the back. Like, I really don't see a difference between Lululemon. Like, don't hate me, Lululemon, but I don't really see a difference between Lululemon leggings and like, Aerie or something like that. There's really no
Oh,
difference.
I love Aerie.
Me too.
Aerie is great. Personally, love Aerie. But it's just so funny. Don't get all upset. Oh, you basic girls. If you can afford that Lululemon, and if you so choose to spend the money on Lululemon, good for you. Or your parents' money.
Yeah, I mean, whatever makes you happy.
Whatever floats your boat. Oh my god. Okay. So I just thought of something, Amanda. Okay. You guys, so if you did not tune into the Morning Buzz last Wednesday, we talked about Disney, like Disneyland, Disney World, Disneyland Paris, Disneyland Tokyo. They did a yoga day for International Yoga Day. And Amanda and I were thinking of all the outfits that the Disney princesses would wear to yoga. And I want to bring this back. But the question is, which one of the Disney princesses will be wearing Lululemon?
That is a very good question. I'm trying to think.
I know who. I think Sleeping Beauty would. And she's like, yeah, I work out, but like she just like sleeps in it.
True, because like I don't see any of the other princesses wanting to spend that much money. I feel like they're all thrifty queens, you know what I mean? Like I feel like
Yes.
yeah, I feel like they wouldn't spend that much. I mean, unless like Cinderella gets the Lululemon specifically made for her by like her little mice.
Okay, it's funny because I was gonna say Cinderella would use Charming's credit card at Lululemon.
Yo, that's facts though, actually.
I'm actually trying to think of like anyone's. I do think okay, but like when I brought up Sleeping Beauty, she was a cottage core girl. She was living in the woods.
True.
So that's why I'm like, would she wear Lulu? Because like Ariel gives me Lulu vibes.
Oh, true. Now she has legs, so I feel like she would buy the most expensive like pair of leggings.
Dude, Ariel would go ham on Eric's credit card, not Cinderella. Ariel, it makes so much sense. She would get like the little bell bot, like the classic yoga ones. But it's just anyway, we have more news for you. And this is our last story of the day. And I wish I could do a better transition, but I can't because so the East Coast and the West Coast have differently sized and shaped sticks of butter. I did not know this. But there's like classic feuds, of course. The LA Kings versus the New York Rangers. Yes, sports. Biggie versus Tupac. But there's also butter versus butter. And no, it's not about salted versus unsalted. Whatever. I'm a salted girly. But it's about size. The stick of the butter. Now, East Coast butter tends to be lean and long. Here in New Jersey, we buy them in a little carton. They're nice and they're like Slender Man sticks and all that. Like they're nice and long. But West Coast butter is short and stubby. So it's giving Toad from Mario Kart. At NPR, they were, which is a national public radio, but correct me if I'm wrong, please. They were absolutely clueless about the dairy difference. And honestly, so was I. They've been a little busy and like they're like, hey, what size and what's the size and shape of your butter has not really come up when they're doing their fancy meetings and all that because professional. But last week one of them read a deep dive by Huffington Post prompted by a stray tweet. It had this ad about something called the Butter Hub dish, which proclaimed that this device, quote, holds West and East Coast butter. We're going to circle back to that one. But what are the two sizes? Well, for one, Packaging machines first developed in the Midwest, dominated the dairy industry because Wisconsin, I guess, and produced those long and lean sticks that we're familiar with here on the East Coast. But then came like the 1960s when California's dairy industry started giving the Midwest some competition because we love some friendly competition. But new machines were built. They produced shorter, fatter sticks of butter that became the norm and marked the west of Dakotans and Oklahoma and all the other ones out yonder. Now, of course, East or West Coast or somewhere between, if you buy butter in a standard 1 pound carton, you're getting the same amount. So this is it. It doesn't matter what your butter looks like. All that matters is that it's butter because you're getting the same amount anyway. But if you're concerned about changing from East Coast to West Coast butter or vice versa, or I don't know, whatever you want to do, don't worry. If you're a conversion girly or guy or person, we got you covered. You can now upgrade your butter dish game with one of these smarter butter dishes, which is what we were talking about before, which expands or collapses on either side depending on your coast of butter.
I never knew this, and I would just like to say I looked up the difference, and there actually is a significant difference. Like our butter is so much longer, and theirs is so stubby and small.
I need to physically see this West Coast butter.
It's crazy. It's actually like so small.
It's so short. It's so cute. Oh my god! It looks like Toad. It's giving. Wait.
I just feel like it's less, right?
No, it indeed does. It's giving Slenderman and Toad. Like seriously. Like okay, I get it, but I'm not a fan. Not a fan personally.
Yeah, no, I like our butter over here.
Yeah, we're just better here on the East Coast. No, I'm just kidding. No matter what you choose for your butter, we still respect you. And you know what? No matter what butter you use, it's still gonna make my stomach hurt. And this has been the Morning Buzz here at 90.3 WMSC Upper Montclair. If you want, you could tune in tomorrow, same time, same place, 8 to 9 a.m. But it's not going to be me and Amanda this time. It'll be Isaiah and Terry. But thank you guys for starting your day with us. As always, this has been live from the Hive. And I hope you busy bees get some rest today. And I hope you guys have a great day. Whoa. Well, hey, Girl Queen, please stand by. We're having some technical difficulties, so please don't mind me. This is interesting. I know what I did. I figured it out.
You're listening to WMSC Upper Montclair, the voice of Montclair State.